Please welcome Robert Patrick.
Wow. Hello. Would you like to sit down?
Yeah, I can.
You can sit down if you
I
like.
can sit down and you will be hovering around. Is that okay?
Possibly. I don't know. You're very tall.
But I thought you were
She's
too.
intimidating me. What'd you say you thought I was too?
Tall.
Am I not?
I don't know. Are you?
I don't know. Wow.
Well, I've got a question.
So what else is
for
going
you.
on in Prague? I'm having a hell of a good time. I went to your cathedral, your castle. Who are these people up here? These are the people that got the real cheap seats up there. What are you guys doing up there? Okay. This is going over really good.
Maybe we should start with some questions. Would that help?
I don't know. Do you have some questions?
I have. Very first original questions, because I really, really remember when I saw the T2 movie for the first time.
God, I don't remember it.
Oh, that was my question.
It's a long time ago.
So you don't remember anything from seeing the movie for the first time?
Oh my God, it's a long time ago. It's 33, 34 years ago. Wow. We're still talking about it.
Yeah.
That's
Why is
amazing.
that? Why is that?
It must be fucking good. Must be really, really good. Pardon me?
Oh.
Thank you. I think it's a great film. I think it's pretty much accepted, pretty much universally accepted as a really great film. It's monumental in the sense that it was the first time that was ever motion capture. So I'm your first motion capture actor. Yeah. Yeah, I sort of feel like I'm involved with the downfall of civilization, with the advent of artificial intelligence and everything that's phony, and yeah.
So that's you who started that?
Pardon me?
It was you who started that, all these
Well,
phony...
no, I mean, I'm the first actor they did it. I didn't invent the process. That was Steve Spaz Williams. There's a really great documentary about that called Jurassic Punk, which you guys should check out. It's about the CGI, how it was created. He went on to the same guy that did the technology for the Terminator, or for the T-1000, went on to do the technology for the T-Rex in Jurassic Park.
Oh, I was
and it's
wondering...
a fascinating documentary. I'm in it, by the way. Just very special.
And I was wondering how they did it, because today when they do all these CGI, they have these suits and dots.
Yeah, they didn't do that with me back in the old days. They put me in a Speedo singlet, real. And then they had me put my arms out like this. They had me on a Lazy Susan, and they spun me around, and they painted these squares, 4-inch squares, all over my body. And then they had me run, and they had me walk, and they had me do all this movement, and they fed that into the computer. And this was 1991. So that's how they did that. So now, anybody that does motion capture, they get to wear these fancy suits with the ping pong balls. A bunch of sissies. I come from a time when you painted that shit on you. We didn't have those ping pong ball suits.
Well, my other question was, if you remember, because you played with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I didn't play with him.
Oh, well, you did act, sorry.
So let's rephrase that question.
Yeah, well, no, my question was because you actually played a character that
Yes.
was stronger than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, very easy to do.
How did
Very
he?
easy to do.
How did he take it?
He didn't take it too well. There was one day where he was supposed to it's the fight in the hallway scene at the shopping mall where we go hand to hand. And he said to Jim Cameron, I really think I'd like to pick Robert up and put him over my head and slam him into the wall And Jim said, well, you can't do that, Arnold. He's much more dense than you. You don't have you don't have the strength to be able to do that. He was very frustrated by that. It was funny.
And
I enjoyed it. Yep.
well, and you were, or you, I imagine you had to be in a very excellent shape for all that running and everything. Did you train with Arnold in any way?
No, I didn't. But, you know, funny enough, I'd read Arnold Schwarzenegger's book on bodybuilding. Have you ever read that?
No. Do I look like
there was a book. I just realized I haven't come over here yet. I can see. See, I don't have my glasses on, so you guys are, it's like looking at a Picasso. It's an interesting thing to do. It's very blurry out there. Anyway, what was I doing?
If you did train with Arnold.
I trained with an Israeli Special Forces guy by the name of Uzi Gal, and he trained me for the film, and we trained like 4 days a week. I didn't get paid for that either. I was training on my own. I was broke, and training with him, and we did a bunch of stuff in the ocean. We did weightlifting, a lot of judo, weapons training, a lot of sprinting, a lot of running. You know, he would only talk to me as the T-1000. When he referred to me, he would say, you know, T-1000, now we go run into the ocean. And run into the ocean. T-1000, now we put a sandbag on your back, and now you run into the ocean with the sandbag. And don't drown. That kind of thing. Like it's a lousy imitation of his accent, but you get my drift.
And I was wondering about the running, because that's an
The running we did very specific, everything had to be very specific so you could do it the same way over and over and over. So I studied different sprinters. There's a Canadian sprinter, Ben Johnson, that I studied his run quite a bit, because you were trying to get no wasted motion. So everything you did was very specific, and it had to look the same every time we did it, so that when that, you know, the practical effect or the physical effects, the physical stunts that were involved, then when they got overlapped with the CGI, right? So it all had to be seamless. So that was really my job, just to make sure it was all specific what I did. The walk, the run, how I moved, how I carried myself. I gave myself a little bit of a head tilt so I constantly looked like I was going forward. That's just a little thing you put in there just to sort of make it all work, you know.
And because I was wondering if they did speed up the running, like in the
No, they didn't speed it up at all. As a matter of fact, I was running so fast that the first take, when I run out of the garage, is it the parking garage? Yeah. And I hurdle these bushes, and I go, and the kid's in my sights. I literally tapped him on the shoulder when he was riding off on the motorcycle. And everything stopped, and I said, it's over. Movie's over. I win. And Jim Cameron said, God damn, how fast you running? I don't know, man. So we don't want to slow Robert down, so we're going to speed up the rest of the stuff, because everything was timed off the run. So that it goes into a sequence where there's a semi-truck, and I grab that guy, throw him out, jump on board, and it drives off afterwards. I think you know the sequence. Oh. We have a clip for it right here, right now.
Well, only if you replay it live.
You don't have a clip?
No.
Okay. I thought this was a big budget show.
Yes,
you told me this was huge.
But we spent all the budget on you.
Ah. Very good. Very good. Well played.
No, thank you. I've got one last question. Sorry,
and this is it?
Sorry.
And we're done?
No. One last question about Terminator.
That's good.
Because you were not that big an actor, and you had a chance to be in this big blockbuster with the most famous actor at that time. And what would be your advice to people in similar life situation? How to not fuck this up, and how not to get fucked by it?
That's a tough question, really, because I was a very I was a struggling, very broke actor who hadn't had a lot of success. I'd been doing movies for Roger Corman for many years. Did I ever tell you this story about one of the reasons why I love Harley-Davidson so much? This is a true story. Billy Idol was supposed to be the T-1000. And he was riding a motorcycle, and it happened to be a Harley-Davidson. He was riding a motorcycle, and he got in a motorcycle accident. And unfortunately for him, it ended his chance to be the T-1000. True story.
So it was the motorcycle, basically. The machine made you the machine.
Gave me the opportunity, a broke, unknown actor, the opportunity to audition for that role that became vacant.
Oh, so now that's why you sell motorcycles to
ironic.
other actors,
it's
hoping that...
It's kind of ironic. But I do want to say this. It's it's a tragedy because Billy would have been great, and he's a wonderfully talented singer, and he would have been a fantastic T-1000.
Do anyone here
it's
think
just
that...
ironic that it worked out that now I actually own a dealership and sell them. But at the time when I got it, it was like winning the Super Bowl or winning the, what's the big thing here sports-wise? World Cup, soccer, or whatever. What is?
Hockey.
Hockey?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, of course. Czech Republic. I get it. Hockey, yeah, like winning the Stanley Cup in America. So, yeah. It was exhilarating, terrifying. It was a very, very big moment in the young Robert Patrick's life when he landed that role. And Arnold was a hero. I mean, as I mentioned before, it was being very truthful. I read a book that he had written on bodybuilding when I was in high school, and I couldn't believe it. It was like, dreams come true. Pretty amazing.
And how did you work with your mind not to get,
Well, then it becomes a responsibility that you realize that you've been given this opportunity and they expect a lot out of you, and you've got to perform. And that's something I've carried with me for the rest of my career. I've been doing it 40 years now, and I've worked with so many of my heroes, Clint Eastwood, Sylvester Stallone, Harrison Ford. I mean, the list goes, Robert De Niro, Harvey Keitel. I've worked with all these great actors, and you can't get enamored with them. You can't be starstruck. At a certain point, you've got to get past that and realize you've been given this opportunity, and they expect you to be able to perform at their level. So you drop all that and just focus on what's the job at hand.
Well, you're certainly...
I'm sorry that was such a boring answer.
No, it was... I wanted one serious question,
Okay.
Because I think it's an amazing story, because you were like a struggling actor, and then catapulted into worldwide fame, because I guess after the movie, like, there wasn't a place in the whole world where you would go and they wouldn't say,
it was
it's
pretty
the robot.
It was pretty trippy. To be unknown and then all of a sudden be recognized. And I didn't deal with it very well. The first couple of years were very hard for me. And then I struggled with some addiction and alcoholism and things of that nature. I've been sober for about 28 years, but it's terrifying all of a sudden to... It's terrifying all of a sudden to have that happen to you when you're just some guy that's, just struggling, just trying to make it, and then all of a sudden something like that happens. And you go to Japan and they know who you are. And, I'm here in Prague. They know who I am. You know what I mean? It's a big deal.
If you had a chance to travel back in time, like the T-1000, and give yourself, as a younger one, an advice how to handle this better.
Well, the funny thing is I had a problem with alcohol and drugs before I did T2, and I quit to do the movie, I was smart enough to know I'm going to have to really sober up to do this film. And as soon as it was over, I binged the other way. And I wish I could talk to that young guy and say, stupid move, you know, dumb move, don't do that. But
Wow.
you can't go backwards.
Well, you did in the movie.
Well,
It didn't help.
it did not help.
And then, you know, the X-Files, when David Duchovny decided, you know, to move over, and you stepped into this void that was left after him.
I never thought of it that way.
You didn't?
No,
No.
no.
Because I was
Because he was still there.
but not that much. In the first episode, it was just you, basically.
But he was there. He was all we ever talked about. That's my favorite role I ever did was John Doggett. Did you guys see that? John Doggett, The X-Files?
Woo!
You didn't see it? How come? I made that for you.
Well, because
It's my favorite role I ever did. Because I got to do what I wanted to do, which was, you know, play a leading man, you know, leading man role where I wasn't a villain. It's funny when you're in Hollywood, they cast you the way they cast you, and then that's the kind of where you're stuck the rest of your career. And then you hope for other things. Like I wanted to be, you know, I wanted to do things like I saw John Wayne do and stuff like that, you know, and then all of a sudden you're the villain. It's like, holy, I guess the rest of my career is I'm a villain. But I enjoyed doing the X-Files very much. My favorite role I've ever had.
Oh.
Yeah, I miss it. Good role, John Doggett. They wrote him very well.
Yeah.
They wrote him very well. I loved that. I loved working with Jillian and Annabeth, and David was a great guy. Great guy to work with.
And are the themes from the X-Files somehow close to you? Like, do you believe in aliens and conspiracies?
Yeah, I believe in all that. I believe in all that. I don't think I always did, but I mean, I believe in. I mean, it's just a huge universe. I mean, I believe in God, and I believe that there could be other people out there in the world. I don't know. You know, I don't. It's so vast. It's so complex. So.
And you say you miss John Doggett because he, for some reason, he wasn't included in the new.
Well, I was busy. Fortunately, or unfortunately, I was busy. I'm always seem to be working when they have the reunion, or they do what do you call it? A redo of that series.
Reboot or
A reboot.
new
yeah,
season?
I always seem to be working, so that's a good thing.
I was wondering, what do you think happened to John Doggett after the
John
show?
Doggett. John Doggett threw his leg over a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Became a member of a motorcycle club, and he lives up in the mountains somewhere off the grid, growing marijuana.
And did he start believing in aliens, that all that is real?
Yeah, the pot
Yeah.
made him do that. Once he smoked weed for the first time in his life, he said, wow, there really are aliens out there. Look at that. Look at all that shit out there. That's what happened.
No, vy máte teda vážně dobré otázky.
A naši hosté mají super odpovědi. Sledujte můj podcast Comic Talks, ať si je můžete užívat celý rok. Odebírejte sestřihy na YouTube nebo se staňte nejdůležitějším členem našeho týmu na pozici externí zodpovědnost.
A jak si představuješ finanční stránku věci?
Že za jednu polívku nabízíme nezkrácená videa, bonusové talk show jen pro předplatitele i rozhovory dabované těmi správnými českými hlasy.
Mně teda připadá, že by bylo lepší dávat to v angličtině s českými titulky.
Kvalitní překlad si u nás můžete vybrat. cctalks.cz/bonus.
Would I be involved?
Let's go to the audience questions. They would like to know, how did you train your face to look emotionless because you were better than Arnold in this?
Well, Arnold, you know, I mean, his character was going through something different. He was becoming more human, so he was working that part of the story, and you know, it was Jim Cameron really just kept telling me, you know, you've got to be expressionless, and you know, pick a look and lock it, and I picked a look and locked into it, and really tried to hold it. I can see when I watch the film now, there's certain sections where you can see me grimacing, and there's certain times that it didn't hold up, but oh well. People have seemed to be okay with it. So.
There's a question like, what do you like more, shooting movies or TV series?
Movies are great to do, and I do a lot of movies, and I do a lot of lower budget independent kind of movies that I get to do the juiciest roles. I find the most complex characters, and they're not mainstream movies. So that aspect of my career is very rewarding. I do like the factory type work involved with a television series. Network show is 24 episodes a year, so it's 10 months out of the year you're working. That's very satisfying, especially when you're raising children, because it's a nice steady paycheck and you get to stay at home. So less traveling around like a gypsy, you know, a little more stability. So from a practical point of view, you know, these are the things that actors have to look at as they're trying to decide what they want to do and what they want with their career. Now the streaming platforms have popped up, and I seem to be doing all of those right now. I had The Night Agent on Netflix, Reachers on Amazon Prime, 1923s on Paramount Plus, Peacemakers on HBO Max. So those are like 8 episodes and take about 6 months out of the year. And it's kind of like doing a feature. And when you're doing an episodic thing, you get to live with a character a lot longer. So you can really kind of create a lot of nuance, and you can do a lot of different things. For a film, it's a shorter amount of time. But it's all fun. I mean, it's really... I should make sure you all know that when you leave here today. I love acting. I can't think of anything else in the world I could do. And I'm so grateful to have the support of people like you that come out and see what we do. And I really, really appreciate it, because I really love acting so much, and I can't do it without y'all. So thank you. But I do the acting for myself. I have to admit, I don't look at it from a fan's perspective. I look at it from my own point of view, and I think every actor, every artist really feels that way. They make their art for themselves, and they hope that people will enjoy it, and that's kind of, you know, how that works.
You have a microphone question?
I wanted to ask you, during shooting the Terminator movie, what was your relationship with Arnold Schwarzenegger after the set, after shooting? Like
there was not a lot of interaction. I was very committed to what I was doing, and I did not socialize with anybody, and I sort of stayed in the T-1000 frame of mind the whole time. I was scared to death to not, because if I lost it, I didn't know if I'd ever find it. So I kept it, and there wasn't a lot of levity for me. I didn't fuck around on the set. There wasn't jokes. I did my job, and I went to my trailer and sort of stayed focused like that. But in the years since, when we see each other, we have great laughs. A lot of fun. I'm always excited when I run into Arnold wherever I run into him at. So yeah, he's a great guy.
Okay, thanks.
I've got a follow-up for this, actually. Because there were a lot of stunts between you and Arnold in that movie. Did that maybe happen, like you really hit him? And what
there was
the
one
feeling?
time I had a steel rod and I'm slamming it down on his back, and he had a prosthetic piece back here, and and I'm like hovering over him, and I'm laying it down, and I'm sending it into his back, and I had a specific spot, and I I never forget, because I hit him, and I'm standing over there, and I'm kind of, and he goes like, he looks over and he goes, Robert, that was my real arm. And it was then that I started to really get worried, because there's another fight scene coming. And I stood over him like that, thinking, oh my God, the payback's gonna be a bitch. What's he gonna do to me?
And what happened?
He didn't hurt me.
Aw.
He didn't hurt me. He wasn't a mean guy.
My question is, you said you played villains a lot. I have a question about one movie you made where you played father of a son who lost a friend, and it's Bridge to Terabithia.
It makes me cry every time.
Yeah,
I
and
think
it was
about
very, I think, messed up a lot of people.
It messed up a lot of people.
Spoil it for those who haven't seen it.
I can't believe they haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, it was as a
It's a wonderful
promoted
film.
as fantasy movie, but it's not a fantasy movie.
Yeah. Well, it's based on a book, a children's
it's based
novel.
on the book, and you cry at the book as well.
Yeah.
My question is, how did you prepare for the role? Because it was a hardworking father who has to deal with a son who is an artist and who lost a friend. And I read some great reviews about your performance in it.
Oh, thank you.
Because it was very unusual, since you are usually tough guy.
Yeah.
So how do you remember the movie, and how did you approach the role?
Well, I appreciate you asking. It's one of my favorite movies I did. It was produced by a friend of mine, Alexandra Schwartz, and Walden Media. And it was a great book. And I just approached it from, a lot of different things. My father, I'm a father, my children, how I relate to my children. And you just try to find the truth in that relationship between the father and the son. And the love that's there. And I think that the last scene where I help him, Josh Hutcherson, deal with his loss is the one that I'm the most proud of. When I went to the movie premiere, and they premiered that film, it was interesting when that scene played, because I could hear a lot of sniffling, and it was all the men. It was the fathers.
I remember.
Yeah,
I was there.
and the dads really reacted to it. So we did a good job with that. I was very proud of that one. And that's a lot as that can be attributed to Josh Hutcherson. He's a wonderful, wonderful actor.
Yeah, thank you for that movie. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm crying only thinking about it.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. But I'm happy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because we did our job. Thank you.
And we've got a question from the app. I was wondering, how did your cameo in Wayne's World came to be, and generally the
Lorne
cameos...
Michaels, the creator of Saturday Night... Hey. I'm not done. I'm up here. Pardon me? No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I didn't single you out. I was talking to this guy. I'm talking to this guy right here. Not you, sweetheart. I knew what you were doing. This guy. This guy was ignoring me right here. Didn't fly all the way here to have you hurt my feelings. I'm tougher than that. Goddamn guy. Just kidding. What were we talking about?
Cameo in Wayne's World.
Oh, yeah. Lorne Michaels, the creator of Saturday Night Live. I don't know if you guys get that here. Anyway, it's in the United States, they have this thing called Saturday Night Live. And Mike Myers created Wayne's World. And Lorne Michaels thought it would be funny to have the cop that pulls over Mike Myers in Wayne's World if it would be someone they would take from the zeitgeist. The Terminator 2 movie was still in the theaters when they were filming Wayne's World. So they asked me to do it, and Penelope Spheris asked me to do it, and I came by for one day, one afternoon, and I shot that little scene, and Penelope and I went and saw the movie, my wife and Penelope, and we went and saw the movie in Mann's Chinese Theater, and I sat next to Penelope, and we were both just thrilled because it got the biggest laugh in the whole damn movie. So I was super excited about that. And they paid me a lot of money, too. Which is another great thing about this business.
Hello.
Hi there.
I have a question about cameos too, actually.
Okay.
I have a question about your cameo in Last Action Hero, if you can remember that. Because it's not even a scene, it's like 0.5 seconds.
I know.
How did that happen?
Well, I'll tell you. So, are you ready for this, Draka?
Definitely. Never heard this story before.
Okay, so Wayne's World plays in theaters. And I'm doing additional dialogue recording for another movie I had done. And a phone call comes into the recording room from guess who? Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's correct. And he said, and I'll try to do his accent, he said, I will do it. Robert. I saw the cameo you did in the movie The Wayne's World. You must do that in my new film that I'm doing, The Last Action Hero. I said, okay. How much you gonna pay me? And he said, I will pay you scale, which means not much. And I said, sure, buddy, I'll do it. Absolutely. But that was cool because I'm actually in the same sequence with Sharon Stone.
Yeah, I saw.
That's what I said.
Thanks so much.
It was my pleasure. Thank you very much. Thanks for seeing that movie.
And I've got one last question for you, because you played so many like soldiers, law enforcement, these hero types, not just villains. And I was wondering where you draw inspiration. Was there any kind of figure in your life or maybe in movies? Who was your inspiration for all of these men of the law?
I don't know why that is, but I have been very lucky. I've played every branch of the armed forces. You know, I come from a family of soldiers. I mean, I'm the first one that did not enlist in the military because I was during the Vietnam War, which wasn't a very popular war in our country. And but my ancestors all the way back to the Revolutionary War fought for the country. Mm-hmm. And then, as a matter of fact, in the Civil War, we had people fighting on both sides, North and South, in the American Civil War, yeah. So maybe it comes from that. My grandfather was a lieutenant colonel in the United States Army, World War I, World War II, Korea, got a Bronze Star. I guess I have a little bit of that in me.
Wow. Bronze Star, that's like
Bronze Star is significant. It's a medal of significance for action that was happening.
Mm-hmm. So you've got it in your genes. So that's...
I think so. I'm Scots-Irish, Scots-Irish-American. So, and the Scots are known for their fighting and, you know.
Mm-hmm. fighting each other, or
well, if you look at the history of Scotland and and Ireland, and a lot of fighting against the king and that kind of thing, and then that spread to the United States.
we have a small gift for you.
Okay.
Because I noticed that you've lost some pieces. Some pieces in the T-1000 movie, and I found one of the missing pieces.
Oh, what is it? Open it up for me.
It says T-1000 missing pieces.
Come close on that. Take it. Sure.
Yeah. And I thought you might want to join that back into you. I hope I will.
You know, it was only a movie, right?
No.
I mean, you're aware of that, right?
And there are some missing pieces.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Of T-1000. This is the piece that was left in Czech Republic.
This was the piece that was left in the Czech.
Yeah. And we found it for you.
Oh wow!
So
I didn't know that I came to the Czech Republic as a T-1000.
I think the Terminator was
That is so
sent
sweet.
everywhere.
Did you make that for me?
Of course I did.
Of course you did. How
Thank
sweet.
you. Thank you so much for coming.
It's such a pleasure. It was a joy. It was a joy working with you here.
It was the greatest joy for me because you are true a legend. I think for everyone here.
That's what they say when you're old.
No.
Thank you guys all very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. To byl Robert Patrick.